So what if I told you there's a Florida program where you could get up to $35,000 towards your first home? Most buyers aren't even aware of it, but it could save you thousands of dollars. So the program is called the Florida Hometown Heroes Program. You must work full time in the state of Florida. Your occupation has to be on the Hometown Heroes approved list. And towards the end, I'm going to go over a few of those just to give you ideas because there are some that you may not think would be on the list. It's for first time home buyers. Now, if you feel like that leaves you out because you've owned a home before, if it's been 3 years or more that you've owned a home before, you could still qualify because first time home buyers is anyone who hasn't owned a home in the past 3 years. So the loans that you can use for this program is conventional, FHA, VA, and USDA loans. Now, let's talk about USDA loans. Is there anyone besides me when you hear that you think of beef? I always think of beef. But it is for rural areas. So Jacksonville itself would not qualify, but like the outskirts of Jacksonville, let's say Baker County, Callahan, some of Clay County, some of St. Johns County, more in the rural areas, and also Keystone Heights. So there is ways to check on that as well. There is home buyer education required that you'll have to do as well for this program. Also, okay, this is not a grant. If you hear the word grant, that means you're not going to have to pay the funds back. But for this particular program, this is not a grant. It is going to be a second mortgage, but it does not have interest. It does not have any payments that you need to make. But if you sell your home, if you pay it off, if you refinance it, then what you had used, the amount that you used for your down payment and closing costs, will have to be paid back to the program. So if you hear anything that talks about grants, that's different than this program. This is not a grant, and you will have to pay it back eventually. So let's talk about some of the occupations that's on the list. You know, there's the obvious, the police, the firefighters. There's also childcare workers. That's not one of the obvious. Court employees, like a court stenographer. And let's talk about you. I have a question for you court stenographers. How do you do it? Because I can be looking at somebody right in the face and I look like I am intently paying attention to them and I can hear them talking to me and I have no clue what they're saying. But you guys are back there typing away the whole thing, what everybody's saying, the judge, the defendants, the attorneys, strike this, sustain, all of that stuff, and you're just typing away and you have no problems with that. I don't understand, which makes you a hero. It really does. Also, there's under medical, you know, you have your obvious nurses, doctors, things like that, but then there's a music technician. What is a music technician in the medical field? I know for me, I had an MRI done and I had to lay over that contraption and it was very painful. It was really painful. They need to do better with the cushion. It's not cushiony enough. So there was a nurse there that asked me, what music do I like? And of course I said Stevie Nicks because I've loved her since I was 10. So gave me headphones, handled that music, and it was like 20 minutes long that I had to be in that machine. Well, the music drowned out most of the noise, not all of it, but it helped me count down the minutes faster because I knew if, you know, 2 or 3 songs were over, I knew I had how much, you know, a certain amount of time left. And thank goodness for that. And that makes them a hero as well. But I was wondering, is that what a music technician in the medical field is? So if you feel like you match some of that criteria, I want you to reach out to me. My contact information is down in the description box. You can also leave a comment too, and I'll respond to that. At the end of this video, I want you to watch some of these videos that I have made before and take a look at those too.